Hi, my name is Ash, and I'm a television producer and self-confessed fishing addict. But this show is not about me. It's about my good friend Glenn, or Guru Glenn as he's known in the angling world. Glenn is a well-known Melbourne identity in the fishing scene. But this is not just another fishing show. It's a journey with only one intention in mind: to help those in need through the therapeutic benefits that fishing can provide. Everyday people that suffer from various mental health issues. Don't get me wrong, this is a fishing show too. It is the Guru's lifelong quest to catch a snapper around the 10-kilogram mark and join the prestigious 20-pounder club. So come along and join us as we use the joy and serenity of fishing to transform lives, one life at a time.
He's the latest sensation from Australia, Guru Glenn Cooper, and he's changing lives with a brand new fishing show.
Fishing Guru Glenn Cooper.
Hi, this is Guru Glenn, and welcome to our new show called That's the Thing About Fishing with Guru Glenn and Friends. The reason we called it that is because it's not just my show, it's your show as well. Yes, this is a fishing show, but it's not all about fishing. It's about the therapeutic benefits that fishing can have for people. Because a lot of through this show that you'll see that we'll be dealing with mental illness, disabilities and things like that, and using fishing as a way of helping them cope with everyday life. Well, I hope you enjoy this introduction to That's the Thing About Fishing. So, just join me on the journey. I'll catch you later. Come on, boys. Hey, that's the thing about fishing with Guru Glenn, the fish whisperer, and all my little crew here today. Amy, Brian, and Ash is going to be behind the camera. Let's have some fun while we're up here in Phillip Island. Thank goodness to Ash's auntie, she's given us the house on the weekend, righto, and we're going to enjoy it because there's a heap of us here. A few of us anyhow, not a heap, but we're going to enjoy that stay here. Oh, thank goodness for my tea cap. But I'll tell you what, it's a little pretty windy out here. That's one thing I can't lose my tea cap with this wind. Well, my mate Steve Logos rang me up one day, we've been mates for a long time. I actually looked after, I helped him with his nightclub moves down here in Frankston. And he had brought in this new product, T-caps. Now I actually wear one all the time. It's windy out here. I don't think we'll be able to do any fishing at the moment. Hopefully the wind will come down. Got black skies that are coming right over above us, stormy. But that's the thing about fishing, you know, like we plan all these things. When you come out here, well, you do all your best planning and doesn't always come to fruition. Oh, Brian's got a playmate. Delilah, what are you doing? Come here. Delilah, Amy moved in with me down at Frankston, and so she wanted her own dog. So what? She gets a little moccasin, Delilah. Not my kind of dog, but she's cute, so I've got to put up with it.
Kill a dog.
Kill a dog. That's not the thing about fishing's mascot, so don't worry about it. That's not a dog, it's only a little rat.
Delilah can be the mascot.
What?
Nah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a dog, that's a moccasin.
We'll get her a little pink fishing rod.
fluffy cat. That's really bait.
Fluffy cat.
I'm getting her ready for intro fish when we go out shark fishing. Put her on the end of the hook. I met Amy when she came for a job interview when I owned a country pub up at Camperdown. And she came in for a job interview as a cook. So I needed a cook, so I took her on. Where's Ash? Oh, he's behind the camera. Hello! How are you? Ash, my cameraman and producer and a friend. And Ash I've known for quite a while. We met on a charter boat about 2 years ago nearly. And we've built a good bondship. You know, we've had our ups and downs like most people, but once again, the common interest that we have that brings us closely, a close friendship, is our fishing. We love our fishing. Anyway.
I'm all creamed out.
You what?
Creamed out.
Yeah, apparently I... Alright, here we are down in Phillip Island. I'm down here with the Guru and Ash and Amy, and I met them through fishing down Frankston Pier, and I met Ashley down at Mornington Peninsula fishing, and we're down here for a good weekend. I've known Glenn for a few months, and I've been trying to out fish him ever since, and I've only been able to do it once. But this weekend, we're going to give it another crack and see what we come up with. And he's having a bit of a laugh at the moment, but I reckon I'll be able to do it this weekend, so let's see how we go. Alright, good on you.
Hey, do you know something? Brian, just in case we don't catch anything, well, do you want to buy some fish? Just in case we don't catch anything while we're here. Oh, you got me working on my side too, Ash. See? Not only can I fish, I can build websites as well. So that's why they call me the Guru, because I'm guru at everything. Bye, Ash. I haven't even done my hair. Look at my hair. It's a mess. Go, 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 go.
Nah, we're here to catch the fish.
We're here to catch the fish.
Amy said she'll cook the chips.
Got chops.
So thank you, Amy, for cooking this wonderful spread for us, and I'd like to thank you again in future, because you're coming back on Sunday to clean up after our mess.
That's
thank
right.
you very much.
What are you washing them with?
Oh, listen to that rain. I'm glad we never went fishing tonight, Brian.
How you going? Don't worry, I'm just waiting at Glenn's work site for him, you know. So, alright Glenn, what do you think about that, mate?
오빤 강남스타일 낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자 밤이 오면 심장이 뜨거워지는 여자 그런 반전 있는 여자
Anyway, signing off for the night. I've always been an early riser, but more so now because I get up around about 4 o'clock, between 3 and 4 o'clock nearly every single day. And guess what I do? Go fishing. Well, I don't know if these things really work, but when we got here yesterday, if you look at our barometer, it was in the very, very low. We've got it marked where it was yesterday. Now it's pulled right up again, up into the high. So we're on our way to Cowes Pier, and I reckon we're in for a good chance because the barometer's reading and telling me there should be fish here there. So let's just see what happens. Oh, it's not as cold this morning, thank goodness. Come on, Brian.
Let's do it, let's do it.
G'day, here we are, Cowes Pier, and I've got my little cohorts with me. We've got Brian, Amy, and Amy's dog Delilah. What a name for a dog. Anyway, let's see what we get. Every time we go fishing, someone has always got to be obsessed by crabs. If it's not Ash, there's someone else. Well, it's pouring down rain. We've not much luck, a couple of little flathead, but it's pouring down rain. And I'll tell you what, I ain't gonna sit out here in the rain. I don't care about weather, but this is absolutely bucketing down. Gonna have some lunch? Here we are at San Remo. We're gonna have some lunch. And guess what? We ran into some couple of other friends, Scotty and Beck. Hey, Scotty!
Hey, didn't let any low life here.
How are you?
How are you, bud?
Good morning. Oh, Becky! Hey. Oh, poor Beck doesn't like being on camera.
No.
Scotty doesn't care.
I don't give a
Gonna have something to eat, then we're off.
go back, fella. Yes. Just watch him swim away there. Yep, off he goes. Oh well, we're still looking for the grandfather. So let's see what happens, right?
Right, we're back down here at Cows. The weather's changed, it's beautiful. You know, because it poured down this morning. But guess what? I've just run into a mate of mine, right? Well, Paul Bennett from Intro Fish. As you know, it's a non-profit organisation. We'll talk more about it later. Paul, how are you?
G'day everyone.
Paul Bennett. Benno, as we call him. Right, so you're down here fishing. How long you been here?
About an hour now. Got my daughter down here.
Oh, that's great. So, you got to join us for fishing?
Yeah,
You're staying with us tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a great spot. I've never seen so many kids.
So, no, it's great. That's good. Cows is a great place to fish. Great family thing. You know, they can bring the kids, the family. It's safe. Anyway, let's go and do some fishing and see what we catch. Righto? Uh-oh, there goes my phone. I better go. See you later.
Oh, we've been lucky with the weather, haven't we? It's beautiful now. Complete clearing out from this morning. Pouring down. That's good, that's good. Everybody's out, everyone's got a line on. Glenn's taken over the corner as he usually does. He's even taken over the poor bloke's wife's seat. He asked him to go down and make him a coffee shortly.
Saw a couple of flatties and a few pinkies caught today. Trying our best. Got the good baits though. Got 5 different types of bait. Squid, pillies, sandworms, other stuff, mussels. So you can only try variety and see how you go.
Okay, there you go, Ash, look at that. Ash, you're on, mate.
I'll take my title off me Guru Glenn.
So that looks like another release one and he'll come back another day.
Ash and Amy, to be honest, their obsession with flatheads. That's all they want to catch, flatheads. I know they're a good eating fish, but I'm hoping to get something better than just a flathead. The shark would be nice. Actually, nah, it's not that big a fish. Oh, here we come.
Take your bait. Man, I can't get it in focus. Whoa!
There's that. Well, the Guru's out of luck at the moment. Oh, well, back to the drawing board. Hi, this is Guru Glenn. I'm actually down at Frankston Pier on my own today, and my own cameraman. But the reason I'm here is actually going to talk a little bit about fishing and why I love fishing so much, and the joy of fishing. And one of the reasons I like Frankston Pier is because sometimes you can come down here and you're just on your own, and you know, fishing is not only just about catching fish, but also the relaxation. And I just want to give you a bit of a background on me, why that I get myself involved in fishing. And not only that, with now that I'm actually on the board of Intro Fish, and also been asked to be an advisor to Cane's Crusade, which is to do with mental health issues, men's suicide, Intro Fish is a great organisation, which I'm really glad that I'm involved with it now. It's to do with disability, and also not only that, but to deal with mental issues and depression and things like that. And the reason why, like I said, I'm doing this a little bit today is just to have a talk about me. This is real. My background is that I'm actually an ex-street kid. I was raised in Sydney. Being a street kid, from in the early 60s, I was put into orphanages, ran away from those places, and ended up in boys' homes and institutions. I had a bit of a rough upbringing. In boys' homes and that, especially in the 60s, you actually had to learn how to survive. So my life became a life of violence. And when I say violence, I mean just survival mode. In boys' homes, it's amazing in those places. If you can't handle yourself, you end up getting raped or you're getting stood over and things like that. So that continued right through into the boys' homes when I was about 18, and then all of a sudden I end up. The only thing I could do in my life was I knew how to fight, so I actually became a bouncer at King's Cross. At the same time, I'm watching my rod, so if I turn my head, I'm watching my rods because I've got two in. But I ended up being a bouncer at King's Cross. Worked there for a lot of years, and I've been stabbed and shot at, and so my whole life was wrapped around violence. But in that process, you actually suffer from things like rejection, insecurity, low self-esteem, because you're using those sort of things to actually build, to show that you may be a tough man, but you're not. You're actually using all those areas in your life to actually, to protect yourself. There's security blankets. I deal with people now and I talk about that whole area, using defensive mechanisms in their lives, security blankets like depression and insecurities, and the healing. Well, that went on for a lot of years, and I moved down to Melbourne in 81, and eventually I met my ex-wife. I was still a bouncer in most of the pubs around here and in Melbourne, and met my ex-wife, and I had a lot of problems. I brought insecurity into our marriage, rejection into our marriage. My kids suffered and everything like that. Now, the thing about it is that I knew I had to deal with some of these things. But in the meantime, I used to fish all the time, and I used to realise just going fishing was relaxation. And I didn't really realise that, how therapeutical it was at that time. I just thought it was an escape to get away from everything. But, I put my kids through hell for all that time as well. And then eventually, I ended up going to church, believe it or not, and spent a lot of years in the church, and I was dealing with heroin addicts and street kids who went through exactly what I went through as a kid. I was lucky I never got into drugs. I don't like drugs. I never got that involved, but I still had the same problems that these kids do, with the rejection and the insecurity. So I spent a lot of years with these, with heroin addicts and drug users, and like I said, street kids, dealing with them and helping them and getting them through, But over the years, I still had to deal with my own problems, and eventually I did. I'm not saying that I'm 100% perfect or anything like that, because you never are. You still have times where you're hurt and your rejection or insecurity raises its ugly head. But I've learned over the years how to deal with it now, which is great. And I'll tell you what, fishing's been a great part of it, a big part of it. And like I said, that's why I'm involved with a lot of the things that I'm involved with, right? And I want to take fishing to these, to people, the therapeutical side of fishing. And it's no greater joy to just come down to the pier, sit here on your own, sometimes with friends, and just enjoy it. It's a great place for families. I remember years that, all the years, I've been fishing these areas since 1985. The days that I'd bring my kids down. I've got two lovely kids, a son 32 and a daughter 28 this year. And, we used to come sit down here for hours at Frankston Pier, Mornington, Patterson Lakes. The time I had a boat, the family times that we had it out in the boat. And it was all to do with fishing. And, it brings people closer together. It brings families closer together. And that's like I said, that's why I love my fishing. And I hope whoever's watching this that, if you're suffering, you're hurting. There's groups like us, Intro Fish. You know, I'm glad I met Paul Bennett. Benno as he's known, and you know, it doesn't matter where you fish in the world. If you're a fisherman or a fisher person, all right, you can sit on anywhere at all, and the person can be a stranger. And then all of a sudden, because you've got something of the same same interest, all of a sudden you become friends. Righto, well, that's my part of my story and why I'm so involved with fishing. Plus, another thing is I love fishing, and that's why I've called our new show, That's the Thing About Fishing, because it's reality. Righto, I'll catch you next time. It's getting a bit chilly, we're going to call it quits. You know, we've spent a fair bit of time down here at Cowspear today. Not the best results. Brian got a couple of flatties, didn't you?
I did.
I think Ash got a couple. Did you get anything? Weren't you playing with some crabs before? Haha, playing with some crabs. Oh, no wonder I couldn't catch any fish with that great white sitting there. But that's the first time I've seen one so close to up here. And taking my fish is not on. So, but that's the thing about fishing, and that's what the show's all about, is reality and real fishing. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. But I'll tell you what, we're not giving up, are we? I just saw someone we forgot to say hello to.
That's right.
Brooke, where are you? Come here. Hey, you enjoy fishing with the men?
Yes.
You do? Hey, I hear that you're pretty good fisher person as it is. You any good?
Mm-hmm.
I hear you won a competition, did you?
Yes.
What competition was that?
Junior Oakdale surf fishing competition.
Wow.
Hey, Brian has been fishing so hard, he's still going strong. Do you know something? It's because he's fished so hard this weekend, tangling everyone's lines. Well, unfortunately, It didn't work, and you know that we're actually after this 20-pounder in the 20-pound club. And so I am going to get my 20-pound snapper, whether it's here or elsewhere. I'm still going to go for it. So join me along my little trip for the 20-pound club. Hi, well, this is Amy. She doesn't want to talk on camera. I'm not a ventriloquist, so I'll have to do the talking for her. So you can see my lips moving. But this is Delilah. See, Delilah talks. Hello, everyone.
Hello, my name's Delilah. How you going, Delilah?
But Amy's a great little fisher person, as I said. And she's going to have a ball down here, but she's camera shy. She doesn't want to talk.